right, so it's 5 o'clock. All right, so we can start the meeting today, December 12th. Um, in keeping with an act relative to extending certain state of emergency accommodations, this meeting will be conducted remotely over Zoom. Attendance by board members will be remote, and remote attendance shall count towards quorum. The meeting will be broadcast live and recorded on ECAT. To use Zoom, you will need to use the link on the agenda or download the Zoom application at www.zoom.us and create an account or use one of the call-in numbers listed on the agenda. You will need the webinar ID to join by phone only. While conducting meetings remotely, we will endeavor to keep meeting operations as close to our standard procedures as possible. However, use of this platform will necessitate some additional meeting protocols. While the board members or commissioners and applicants will be on video and audio, public participants will join the webinar as attendee, meaning they are muted and with no video feed from them. During the public testimony portion of the meeting, members of the public can be recognized by using the raise hand function found under participants from Zoom and make a request with the Q&A function. If you're joining only by phone, you can press *9 to raise your hand. If an applicant wishes to display materials, please make the request of the chair and the email materials to board staff for sharing on screen. When starting testimony, please state your name and address for the record. There is a markup function in Zoom which will allow you to call out specific areas of presentation materials. As in any public meeting, indecent behavior will not be tolerated, and anyone who abuses use of the meeting platform will be terminated from the meeting. Business will be handled at the times indicated on the agenda. Business not concluded in the allotted time will be tabled to the end of the meeting to allow for timely logins and remote attendance. Board members are asked to announce themselves when making a motion in seconds, so they will be clear to the audience and minute takers who made motions. All votes will be by roll call. When all business indicated on the agenda has been completed, the members will vote to adjourn the meetings, signaling the end of the meeting and the termination of the ECAT recording. All participants will be disconnected from the webinar at this time. All right. So let's start with the first item, which is number 1, 39 Baltic Ave. Approval of temporary mobile home due to water damage.
So, as you may recall,
we lost you, Kristen.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep. Now we hear you.
I just have to sit up straight, I guess.
Yeah.
Temporary housing.
You're fading in and out.
Yeah.
All right.
We hear you now.
You hear what?
We hear you now.
Okay. If I fade out again, Tim, I'm going to switch and make you connect and switch over to my phone.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Did you?
Not yet. I'm a co-host. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to. Do you want to speak to these first two?
Yes, I'll speak to these two. Okay, so the first one is 39 Baltic Avenue. They had some water damage to their home, so they had to bring on to their property a large mobile home that's going to be parked there for a couple of months while they do the repairs to their house. So the trailer is currently there. It's tied into the on-site, the septic system for the house. I inspected it, but it needs to be okayed by the board because it's going to be there greater than 30 days.
Okay. And so this is typical. This is kind of standard that when a mobile home goes in, it's just that it's going to be an extended period of time.
Yes, we had one a couple of months ago on I think it was Mill Street as well, and just so happens we have these two.
Is there a projected timeline?
I believe it's going to be like 6 months for each.
Wow.
Yeah, this is so the family can live there. They don't have to, go into a hotel or rent off-site property.
Of course.
Yeah.
You want to make a motion?
Yeah, perfect. I make a motion to approve 39 Baltic Ave for a temporary mobile home due to water damage.
I second. All those in favor?
Zayas, yes.
And LeBlanc, yes. Okay, thank you, Tim. The next item is 30 Eisenhower Drive. Another one, approval of a temporary mobile home due to fire.
Yes. So same as the other one, the mobile home is going to be on site for a few months so that the family can live there while the repairs are made to the home due to the fire. Again, the trailer is also connected to the septic system for the home, and they have all the pipes insulated and wrapped so nothing freezes.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve 30 Eisenhower Drive for a temporary mobile home due to fire.
I second. All those in favor?
Zayas, yes.
And LeBlanc, yes. And then the third item on the agenda is an update on the novel coronavirus on COVID-19.
So COVID is still with us. I was on a call today with CDC where concern was expressed that we may be seeing the beginning of another surge. Apparently the uptake on the new bivalent booster has been slow. It's at 15% nationwide for those that are eligible for it. And nationwide, they're seeing that only 1/3 of those over 65 have availed themselves of the shot. Here in Easton, we've relied on a lot of what we learned during H1N1 back in 2019, and we've been doing our best to make it easy and convenient to get the vaccine. We can also acknowledge that, as we hear on the national news too, that it's not just COVID that's going around. We're also seeing a big uptick in flu and big uptick in illness related to flu, as well as RSV, even though the flu shot this year actually apparently is pretty well matched, which definitely lessens the severity. It doesn't always prevent flu, but it does, just like the COVID boosters, do the job that we hope it'll do, that'll prevent people from landing in the hospital. It was reported that for 11/30 through 12/7, the death rate for COVID was 76 cases in 1 week in the Commonwealth. So that's still a pretty significant number. Additionally, we had the 7-day average that ended on 12/6. So if we do the math backwards from that, like the 29th to the 6th, there were 830 positive cases of COVID result from testing daily. That's the daily average across the Commonwealth. So those are people that are sick enough that are going in, again, because we don't know half the time if it's flu, RSV, or COVID, and are testing positive in a commercial or medical setting. It's a pretty significant number. The number of flu cases, similar time span, 11/27, 12/3. I don't know why they can't just give us all the numbers at once, but I guess they have just too many numbers to deal with. Flu for that period of time, positive test results in medical settings was almost 5,500 for that week. So it's not going away, and we're seeing more and more gatherings indoors. CDC is encouraging people to, think about some of the things that we've done in the past as far as air exchange, cracking windows, staying home if you're sick, all good advice as we go into the holiday season. We have been trying as hard as we can to make the vaccine available, as well as we finally, with the slowdown in what we've had to do with COVID and our ability to kind of pick up some of the other projects that we wanted to complete with our paramedicine program, with our fire partners, we were able at the end of last month to gain approval to actually purchase flu vaccine, which we did go ahead and do. During the election back in the beginning of November, we only had COVID at that time, but we did get an additional 30 doses in arms. And then we moved in late November into trying to do both. And to date, we've gotten 89 doses of flu into arms. A lot of that has been with essential staff. It's been offered through the teachers, and all the school personnel have had an opportunity. We're going to be posting after this meeting, or first thing tomorrow morning, we'll be posting another opportunity this coming Wednesday evening at Frothingham Hall from 4:30 to 6:30. And we will have both available. We have a limited number of flu left, and we have, I think, about 30 doses of the COVID booster that we'll be trying to get into arms. We're getting into that crunch zone where we're now within the 2 weeks of when people will start gathering for different holiday celebrations as we look ahead. So, and knowing that it takes about 2 weeks for bodies to build up antibodies to effectively fight off or put their best defense up as they face any of these viruses. We also do want everybody out there to know that we do have, the town has an abundance of COVID test kits. This is another great tool in our toolbox. The ability to be able to test when you have a little sore throat, when you have a little something going on, or before you gather with loved ones or go into a situation where there are people who can't get the vaccine or who may be immune compromised. So we're working on getting that supply of test kits out into the community as well. We'd love to have everybody have one kit per member of their household sitting there on the counter just in case they need it. We're going to be targeting these as giveaways where we see gatherings, but if anybody is in need of test kits, all you need to do is come by the Board of Health office, the Health Department office. Monday evenings, we're open till 7:30, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8:30 to 4:30, sorry. And then Fridays, 8:30 to 12:30. Kits can also be picked up. We'll be getting a supply over to them tomorrow at Frothingham Hall. Again, just walk in and ask for test kits for your household. We're going to be, like I said, looking for other areas, other places where we can make these available. If somebody is having a problem or having trouble getting to either one of those locations during those times, please send an email to Board of Health, no spaces, at easton.ma.us, and just send us a quick little email. Say, hey, I'm having trouble getting there. There's 4 people in our house. Here's our address, and we'll do our best to get those actually delivered to you within 48 hours. We want to get these kits out there. It's also another opportunity for me to mention that when these kits were approved, they were given very conservative expiration dates. So a lot of them look to be expired. If you look at the box, anything that you're getting from us is outfitted with a QR code. And if you use that QR code and plug in the actual lot number, you'll be given the extended expiration dates. Some of the ones we'll be handing out right now are good, I think, through late January. And then we've received shipments after that that'll even be longer. And that's, if they don't extend it again, they keep doing 6-month extensions as the manufacturers request them. That is about it that I have on flu, COVID.
Thank you, Kristen. Aria, any comments, questions, anything?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. And the meeting format, remotely, in person, or hybrid, we kept this on our agenda just to keep revisiting it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can't make a decision until Chris is here for this one.
Yeah. I think given the uptick and everything, it's probably not a bad idea to next month just go ahead with the remote. Excuse me. And then we have the approval, so we're going to table that. Approval of the Board of Health meeting schedule for 2023. I mean, that looks good. I make a motion to approve the Board of Health meeting schedule for 2023.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Zayas, yes.
And LeBlanc, yes. And then we have we need to accept the minutes from November 1st, 2022.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from the Board of Health meeting from November 21st, 2022.
Second, all those in favor?
Zayas, yes.
And LeBlanc, yes. And then we just have left staff notes, member notes. Is there anything else going on, guys, that we should talk about?
I'm just going to point out that if you have an opportunity to go to the town website, you may note some changes as they relate to our department and the boards and committees that we support. Each board and committee that's supported by Health and Community Services, being the Board of Health, the Council on Aging, the Recreation Commission. In addition, we're by charge, I'm tasked with supporting the Age Friendly Advisory Committee. All of those boards and committees now have their own webpage under boards and committees. So if you're looking for the meeting schedule, you'll no longer find it on Health and Community Services. You're going to find it under the Board of Health. And I can screen share if you guys really, actually, yeah, I guess I could screen share, but I might get feedback if I try that again. But I encourage you to go take a look at it. We're trying to use the website to be under the actual department, much more oriented on what we do and giving each board and committee an opportunity to have their web page where things that are unique to them, including their membership, their meeting schedules and whatnot, are represented. That's about it for me, I think, for notes.
Anything from you, Tim?
No, but just wrapping up the year, and it's a permit renewal season for the various restaurants and other things that we permit. So everyone's permit expires at the end of December. And so everyone has to start up and renew.
That must be busy.
Yeah, it works out well with the Permitize, our permitting system. I can
good.
batch email everybody.
Aria, do you have anything?
No, I don't think so.
If there's nothing else, then I can make a motion to conclude the meeting at 5:18.
Second.
All those in favor?
Zayas, yes.
LeBlanc, yes. Thanks a lot, guys.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Holiday.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Same to you.